All right. So, must say, welcome to the Life Malcolm Show, right here on In Touch News, where everybody is a star. And I'd like to say the biggest star is you. Uh, First of all, as is my custom, I must express my deep and profound appreciation for DJ CEO and Mrs. DJ CEO, my sister, aka Tampa Bay Tammy, for allowing this platform to reach out to our community with so many different points of view, so many um, different messages. And I am certainly grateful that I get to talk to you, sit back and talk that sugar honey iced tea, as I've learned to call it. Uh, so this week been a long week already. It's just Tuesday. It's been a long week already. The weekend just seemed to provide a lot of somber thoughts, pensive uh, thoughts. That's redundant. Pensive means thoughtfully sad, so thoughtfully sad thoughts. Uh, Pensive ideations on several levels. Of course, one big thing that was on the minds of many was the death and funeral of our brother Shock G. I did not attend the funeral, but I did watch a bit of the service and some of the activities outside of the church service. Some interesting and very moving moments, certainly during the funeral. And, let me back up and say this before I jump in. I don't, I don't even know why I'm saying it because you already know. I know you know. You can call at 813-444-9588 and we can talk. Uh, we can commune, thank you, with each other. All you got to do is pick up the phone or, guess these days, pull out the phone and just dial, call, holler at your boy. Let's talk. And of course, hopefully, I know I say this all the time, but I am really getting better at this watching the comments and stuff as they come in. Just getting better at seeing them, not one thing at a time. Soon I'll be pretty all right at responding in real time. But still, go ahead, give me a shot at it. Might be able to respond as you comment in real time. But back to the point, though. This weekend just dragged on. A man, Shot G, funeralized this past weekend, and a lot of people came out, had things to say at the funeral, things that were touching, things that were emotionally moving, and things that just really irked the hell out of me because the ugly truth represented in some of those statements reminded me of how much like our colonizers we have become. And by that I mean we become so selfish, so uncaring, so unconcerned, so inconsiderate of the collective, of the community, of each other. I have the wonderful responsibility of being a father to to tween age, is that what you call it? Tween age girls, 13 and 12. And I get to feed them every night before they go to bed. Like, I look forward to that. It's one of my favorite things to do. Pick them up from school, take them home, cook for them, and get them ready for pleasant night's sleep. And then gently, you met them, they've been on the show, gently rap on their door like this. No knocking. I don't want to snatch them out of their slumber, so I just tap on the door, just like that, wake them up with gentle rapping on the door. Call them out to the table, say food, food. And this morning, they came out to homemade black beans with red beets, fresh chopped tomatoes, beet leaves from the red beets. I put the beet leaves from the golden beets in the lentils that's on the stove now. And what else? Got fresh chopped garlic and onion and little basil and oregano and celery seed, and of course salt, pepper, and olive oil, like all that good stuff in the black beans. And then of course a salad, fresh chopped salad with many of the same veggies I just listed, and pistachio nuts, pumpkin seeds, and so that's breakfast. Made the lunch for them because definitely don't trust the school's lunches to provide them their nourishment. So get them their what this morning it was tuna salad sandwich, and I think they might have taken banana and granola, and of course to get their vitamin. They say make sure they take their vitamins, and now they're taking colloidal minerals as well. And I do all that to prepare them for their school day. And one of my favorite parts of the day is also one of my least favorite parts of the day because I have to, drop them off and separate. I love being around them, but I'm glad that I get to take them to school. And as we pull into the school's parking lot, I always ask them if their minds are clear, if their bellies are full, and if their hearts are happy. And most days, I'm able to get a yes to all three queries. And I'm like, Daddy did it again. And then I pick them up from school, and most times they have, a similar cheerful, high-spirited demeanor when I pick them up to that which they had when I dropped them off. And I have to get back to the firm many of those days. So we take them home, set them up, make sure they have what they need before I walk out the door. And I say to them, take care of yourselves, each other, and things. Because I know I'm going away for a little while. And, teenagers can get into some stuff and do some damage if you let them. You know, they're big enough to and smart enough to make some drastic mistakes. But I encourage them to take care of themselves and each other and the things that we're fortunate enough to have to use. And I shared the whole night, morning, rolling into the evening idea to hopefully convey that my statement to them in the afternoons when I must leave them alone and unattended by adults for a few hours. My decree to them that they take care of themselves, each other, and things is backed by my example to them of taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other, and taking care of things. I don't just say that to them in some abstract, idealistic, intangible kind of way. No. I show them. They see Daddy chopping veggies and boiling beans and picking through lentils. Oh, yeah, last night I forgot we had mashed orange cauliflower. Have you ever had that? I had mashed orange cauliflower with a little bit of, what we had, some, I can't give you my recipe, but I'll tell you a little something in there, a little salt, pepper, chives, and a little something else. So they see that, right? They watch me take vitamins and minerals. They see me drink adequate water on a daily basis. They see me do the best I can to make sure that the house is healthy, do all the repairs I know how to do, and those I don't know how to do yet, call somebody in right away to help out. They understand taking care of ourselves and things. And, of course, they see the way I take care of them and everybody in our household as best I can. And not just, me, but we take care of each other in the house. And they see that. And so when I say to them, take care of yourselves, each other, and things, it means something. Unfortunately, though, that type of ownership of our lives and those things in our lives, those people in our lives that are important, is lacking, to say the least. And this weekend was such a reminder of our need to do better as far as taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other, and taking care of things. So yeah, I don't know if you were able to see my post. I just posted a few moments ago about the show. Like I said, long weekend. But we're going to talk about how important it is to take care of ourselves, each other, and things. But we're going to talk about it in the context of dead men talking. So when we come back after this break, I would love for you to call in and participate. Tell me what you think about what I just said, what I am saying, as the show continues. If you ain't got nothing to say, I understand. I ain't got no problem talking. We'll talk on the other side of this break, as a matter of fact. You right here on In Touch News, the Life Malcolm Show. See you in a few ticks.
Let's go. Dorks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
How to find each other.
The whole experience was
was the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
When it comes to reality radio, everyone is a star.
I know that's right.
On your smooth soul and R&B station.
On the World Wide Web.
Access granted.
In Touch Radio.
All right. Now we're back. You know, I really do want to be a little more effervescent. But, as you might be able to tell from the shirt, this coming week, at the beginning of every month, I do this thing at the house on the lane, Young Life Lane, called Grilling, Chilling, and Community Building. Every month, ever since bandits came to my home, murdered my firstborn child in my front yard, left him there to die for $150. So they say. 6 years ago, we've been doing what we can to push the message of taking care of ourselves, each other, and things through this process, this institution that we are constantly building called Grilling, Chilling, and Community Building. We do it every 5th of the month. The bandits murdered Young Life on January 5th, 2015. He was 18. We do it every 5th of the month and have done it every 5th of the month without missing one, without exception, every 5th of the month, except for May. The month of May, we always do our Grilling, Chilling, and Community Building on the 7th of the month, because that's when Young Life was born. Young Life's birthday is this Friday. And he would be 25 years old had bandits not snatched him away from myself and my family, our community. And so I ain't really as bubbly as I normally am on the Life Malcolm show. Not because I'm in some kind of a funk because of Young Life and the fact that bandits snatched him away from us, but because this past weekend, combined with this upcoming weekend's event, merged to make me feel some kind of way about us. Dead man talking. I remember Young Life used to want to be just like me. And, it wasn't a bad idea. I didn't have it all together at the time. Not saying that I have it all together now. I'm a lot better than I was when I was a 20-something-year-old father. My children, younger children, certainly get the benefit of the way rearing Young Life and young Aisha paved. But I mean, Young Life was the first. And he he got me when I was just learning fatherhood role, and but nevertheless, it was something about me, the young man, thought worthy of emulating. Several things, I would imagine. Like myself, he was a writer, a poet, speaker, won oratorical contests and what have you. Quite dapper guy, if you know, like me, if I do say so myself. And he loved Africans, like me, you know. He was slow to do Africans any harm. As a matter of fact, Young Life used to believe he had friends. I would tell him all the time, you ain't got no mother friends. Friends? What are friends? And who knew that I wouldn't be able to tell him I told you so, because the people, the bandits, whom he once called friends, came and shot him in the face, killed him dead. And I can't say, see, I told you. You got no friends. Call them people friends. Can't tell them. And that kind of, you know, irks the I told you so in me. Maybe I could have made the message clearer. I don't know. But speaking of I told you so, this past weekend, this coming weekend, got me thinking about the I told you so's. So I'm going to deal with Young Life. He's the dead man talking right now. And I hear him speaking from the grave. Not saying I told you so, but saying my daddy told you so. Because this year, it's just May, so many Africans in our community have been afflicted by gun violence. So many families, so many mothers. This weekend, gonna be celebrating gonna have to go through the Mother's Day weekend. I don't know if they're gonna celebrate it or not, but gonna have to go through the Mother's Day weekend with one less child. And my son, Young Life, is saying, I told you so. My father told you so. Because I told you, when we let these bandits come into our community and murder my son and walk around like goddamn permission slips, more and more bandits were going to draft more and more people into the club, the awful club of parents with murdered children. I told you. And I hate like hell that I've been right. But I told you so. And I can only imagine Young Life would want to know, why the hell won't you stop them? Why won't you do something to the bandits, whether they have badges or not? Something to the bandits that snatches away their permission slip, that sends an entirely different message. Listening to I might have talked about this already. I don't know. I was listening to NPR, and this guy was talking. He spoke about computer hacking and how computer hackers just running amok. They're bandits on the keyboard, just running amok, stealing identity, stealing money, all kinds of stuff. And the talking head on NPR said, I mean, astutely so, that the reason why these hackers do the stuff they do is because there's nothing in place to deter them from doing it. He also said in these explicit terms that people who are victimized by these hackers don't give the hackers anything to fear. And he supposed, and if you ask me, prudently so, that if hackers had some reason to be fearful of the consequences and repercussions of their actions, then the hackers would be deterred from such conduct. And I say to you today, sisters, brothers, friends, enemies, and those listening on assignment, we have to take care of ourselves, each other, and things. We have to protect ourselves from bandits, which means that it's our responsibility to do something to them, y'all. To make them fear doing stuff that deprives us of long lives with our loved ones. And it's really it's no way around it. Nobody's gonna do it for us. Jesus is not gonna come from the sky and fix it. Prayer ain't gonna change it. Marching, protesting, demonstrating, all of those things have their place, but we have to be real with each other. Take ownership. Take responsibility for the stuff that we got to do. Okay, listen, I'm sure that, if you believe in Jesus, I'm sure that there is a reason. There's something happened in your life that makes you say there is a Jesus that can do all things. I think it's that you can do all things. I think that's what you can do all things through Jesus, right? Who strengthens you. There's a God, who does this. I'm sure that you believe it, but just as sure as I am that you believe it and have a reason to believe it, I am equally sure that God has God stuff to do. Like make the sun hot, make the wind blow, make the moon glow, make water wet, stuff like that. It's not on God to handle your business, clean up your community, revoke the bandits' permission slips in your neighborhood. That's us. That's on us. All right. My producer's giving me the side eye, so I got to go to break, and we'll be right back. Call in 813-444-9588 right here on the Life Malcolm Show, where you are the biggest star, but only if you call. Right now, you're just a little star, but call in and be a big star. All right, see you in a minute.
politics? Tampa Bay Politics is on every Wednesday at 11 a.m. with Angela Birdsong. Tune in right here on In Touch Radio.
We're playing your favorite old school. Today's R&B. With a smooth touch of jazz. You're listening to In Touch Radio.
All right. I'm back. Yes, I am. All right, cool. I just wanted to say that a little bit, about our community that way. More current, more pressing, because I'm about to talk about Shock G and stuff I heard over the radio and at the funeral. I wanted to kind of lay that foundation, because we can't really do nothing about what I'm about to say right now, but we can do something about the stuff I just said a bit ago. So I wanted to put it on your mind first, maybe even come back and sandwich, put it on the end, the sandwich in between, this thing I'm about to say about Shock. Man, look, so I ain't no Shock G. Met him once. And that was just briefly. He was here for a concert, benefit concert, for your boy, Kenny K. Yeah, you might not remember Kenny K if you're not from here, but Kenny K was a DJ at 88.5. And not just a DJ. Kenny K brought hip-hop music, East Coast hip-hop music, up top hip-hop music to Tampa Bay on 88.5. He did that. And this was during a period where African people didn't have our music on FM stations. We had WTMP, the Boss of the Bay. It was 11:50 a.m. and we definitely appreciate the Boss of the Bay for what they did. But it was AM and weak ass signal. You couldn't get it sometimes. After 8 o'clock or something, I think the thing went off, or 9 o'clock or what have you. And even still, they weren't playing the stuff Kenny K brought to the Bay. And he was over at WMNF. For all intents and purposes, he popularized that station with the African community. Nobody ain't care about that station. No Africans. I ain't know nothing about it till Kenny K came through and was doing this thing. And I'm talking about bringing people through, putting people on with music, drops, interviews, etc. Shock G was one of those people. As a matter of fact, some say that Shock G and Kenny K, together with a few others, who Money B and a couple other them cats, formed Digital Underground. It's a long list of the Digital Underground rostrants. But yeah. So when I was a teenager, right, just starting to drive, it's like 1991. That's when I could listen to the music Kenny K played. Couldn't listen to it in my mother's house. The only thing we could listen to was the 91.1 FM Keswick. The white people singing them old moribund hymns that made you want to go and get in a sepulcher yourself. And so every now and then, though, we could listen to WTMP on Sundays. And we used to eat dinner earlier on Sundays than we did during the week. So, right around 3 o'clock or so, we all have Sunday dinner. And, WTMP's playing in the background, the gospel, the Mighty Clouds of Joy, and, the rest of these Shirley C's and all, sometime Milton Bingham when he came out, So, and I liked those guys, but I could hardly wait for, I think it was like maybe, 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, a long time ago. But, there would be this transition period from the gospel to the what my mother used to call the blues music. And, every now and then I'd get a little taste of the world outside of church choirs. And that's all I heard inside the house. But when I started driving, I was able to turn my own radio to the stations I wanted to listen to. And 88.5 found a home on my little dial deck, whatever you call the thing. So, got familiar with Kenny K through what he brought to the radio waves. And back then, again, this 91, this, no internet, no cell phones, nothing like that. People lucky if you had call waiting back then, 3-way calls. So, you had to, what was it back? Jones Cable or something? One of them people, man, it cost a lot of money to have cable back then. So, you just weren't really exposed to a lot. And being 16, 17, I didn't know a lot about how like the TV thing worked. In my mind, everybody on TV was in Hollywood, some kind of way untouchable, like superstar status, and people in the radio, for me, weren't much different either. They were kind of larger than life. I didn't know you could just bump into them at the grocery store sometime, or at the park, literally, really. And so I'd gone away to the United States Naval Academy preparatory prison. Preparatory school, I should say. It was more like a prison. But I don't want to confuse you. It wasn't really a prison. I did not go to prison, but it was like prison. Should have called it prison. And so, came back. I escaped the prison. Came back. And got a job at Tampa General Hospital as a dumbwaiter. I was a human dumbwaiter. You know what a dumbwaiter is? A dumbwaiter is an elevator for things. So the lab, the emergency room, had a dumbwaiter that would send specimens, blood, piss, and sugar honey iced tea, from the emergency room up to the lab. Well, the dumbwaiter was in disrepair, and as the hospital went through the process of fixing it, they still had to get the piss and the sugar honey iced tea to the lab. So I had to sit there until they bring me all the specimens, the blood, the piss, and the sugar honey iced tea. Then I had to run it upstairs to the lab, and then come back down and wait for some more, and then run it upstairs for the lab. Incredible job. Learned a lot, saw a lot. And apparently I was good at handling these specimens. They said, this guy really knows his sugar honey iced tea. And they gave me an opportunity to work in the lab once they fixed the dumbwaiters, the mechanical ones. The human dumbwaiters were no longer necessary, and so. But they thought that was pretty good, so they interviewed me for a laboratory position, and I got it. So, got to handle a lot of piss and sugar honey iced tea all day long. That's all I did, just all day. And so, while there in the hospital, some white people came up to me. You know how white people can be. They believe all of us know each other. Like, that one guy that plays the jungle music on 88.5? He's in the hospital. He's right down there. Like, Kenny K? Like, yeah, that's him, Kenny K. Like, whoa, he's in it. So, like, I'm in my mind, it's akin to meeting, I don't know, Michael Jackson or something. It was just like a big deal. It's like this radio guy is really here. So I go to the room to meet Kenny K, like all excited, you know. This guy is dying from liver failure. And all Kenny K needed was a liver. He didn't need no friends. He needed funds. A liver. $200,000 at the most for the surgery. At the most. Now, mind you, he done put on a lot of rappers from New York. And I can't count their money. I couldn't begin to say how wealthy they were or were not. But I remember sitting on the edge of the chair because Kenny K was too weak to talk with any muscle in his voice. You know, it's like he wasn't talking from his diaphragm. And so I had to sit on the edge of the chair to hear what he had to say. And he was so disappointed, so demoralized, so dismayed that all of these people he put on, out of all the rappers he exposed to the world, none of them would help him stay alive. And not only that, he once told me that, because, man, you ever watch somebody die slowly? Like for days and weeks and months? It was depressing. I'm 18. I'm depressed. I wasn't there no reason to be depressed at 18. This was depressing. And at some point in my mind, I decided I wasn't going back no more. See, and that day, he told me that he was so glad that I stopped by to visit him because were it not for myself and his mother, he would have no visitors except for the nurses and doctors who came to poke and prod and remind him that he was going to die unless he got a liver. And so now, right? And so he died. I went to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta, and Kenny K died, I believe. I moved to Atlanta in January of '94. I believe Kenny K died the next month. Now, oh, man, I was so sad. I felt like I left him and had abandoned him. But I do know that as long as I was in town, I was there. I suffered. Man, it was miserable. I hated that. Because it became apparent that it was just a matter of time, you know. And so, but I would still go because it was important to him. And now, I hear all these jokers, all these suckers who get on the radio over this past weekend, you know, since Shock died, and, you know, Shock and Kenny K were close. And let me say, Shock did come and do a benefit. He brought Tupac with him, Digital Underground, came, they raised $150, but it was $150 too damn late. And, but then, like, this weekend, man, I'm hearing all these Negroes. And you hear it all the time, every time WMNF get on the radio and start begging for money to support the community radio station, right? This is the house that Kenny K built. Do it for Kenny K. They didn't give a damn about Kenny K. They didn't spend a dime to keep Kenny K alive. But now, even in his death, they exploit the man's life. They sucked all they could from him while he was alive. And in his death, they exploit his name. Like they cared, and they did not care about Kenny K. So this weekend, I listened to all these Negroes call in, yeah, one time for Shock G and one time for the homie Kenny K. Yeah, dead man talking. You cannot revise history, homie. I know you weren't there. And Kenny K knew too. Here now though, and but I gotta go. So we'll be right back with this old sad ass show. But yeah, all right. Sometimes it's just how it is, and that's how it is today. All right, we'll see you on the other side of the break. In Touch News. Call in if you want to. Call in and tell me that you was there when I know you weren't there. Call in and tell me. Oh, y'all that was calling in this weekend. Look, Kenny, call in. All right. If not, I got the rest.
All you sports fans, tune in every Monday morning to listen to Mic'd Up Mondays with Michael Clayton. You don't want to miss this.
On In Touch Radio. Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
All right. Coming around the mountain. Going up the rough side, coming down the rough side. It's rough. Yeah, so I did appreciate the fact that there were some honest comments regarding the poor way people who knew Shock G took care of him. Russell Simmons, his speech was perhaps the most candid. And it was an important self-criticism. It's unfortunate that we have to die young. Before people exhibit care and concern for us. Oh man, I can't tell you all the people who all the time come by and tell me all these wonderful things about young life. And I just wonder, like, why y'all just letting these bandits run around? Don't come telling me all these wonderful. Show me how much he meant. Same thing with Kenny K. I mean, look, it's okay just to shut the hell up. Don't just talking. Like there aren't people around who know. Like there aren't people around who remember. Because believe me, I wouldn't say nothing. Like if y'all didn't say nothing, I wouldn't say nothing. I just keep my little I told you so's to myself. I promise. But nah, y'all want to talk. Which, because I do believe it is our responsibility to take care of ourselves, each other, and things. Can't let you slide, shawty. Got to call you a liar when you're lying. Revisionist of history when you recall. Is that a word? I just made it up. Misrecall the facts. I wish you could have heard all this outpouring of love for Kenny K this past weekend. I called the radio show only to find out that the damn show was pre-recorded. Cause I was going, I was there, yo. This dude was dying from liver failure. He's the only person I've ever seen die from liver failure. But it looked so miserable. Like when your liver fails, you know, have you ever thought of it like liver? It's called the liver because it is like the central organ of living. It is the liver makes you live. It is like give. You have a giver who like the liver like actually makes you live. It is without the liver, shawty, it's a wrap. And just knowing his life is slipping away. And all he needed was funds. Couple $100,000. And people who wouldn't even do that, wouldn't even come visit him, hold him up. Like they do Jesus, same thing. They don't care nothing about nothing Jesus said, nothing Jesus did. Not even living like Jesus. Oh, these the same type Negroes that like to tell me stupid stuff like your son is in the better place. I'm like, well, why the hell you ain't going to the better place? Why ain't you on your way to the better place? Huh? Yeah, so Great Pretenders and Young Life, Kenny K, Jesus, looking at y'all, looking at you, like, all right. Yeah, all right then. When you get to the better place, somebody gonna be telling these stories about you. And I want to say, man, look, I don't want nobody talking about me when I die. Yeah, don't have no talking at my funeral. If I have a funeral, my plans are to have a loved one dump my body in the river so that the alligators can eat me. Yeah, that's how I want to go. Like if my liver starts failing and I can't get no friends and no friends, right, to help me, don't let me die in the hospital. Take me to the river. Push me in the river of your choice and let the alligators eat me. And just bring my clothes. like an outfit. Whatever you want to see me, would have liked to have seen me in. Just bring the outfit. Because, people need to see something in the funeral place. So bring the outfit. And just let them talk about the clothes. Don't say nothing about me. Like, what? That's a bad outfit right there. Because that's how meaningful most of the mush mouth malarkey is that people run after one of us meet these early and much unfortunate demises. Well, I'm serious though. About the alligators, I'm for real about that now. Alligators, that's real. Clothes, it's just so mean, bunch of meaningless conversation. But I don't want nobody talking about me. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I want the silence. Walk in. Greet the family. Keep on moving. Don't say nothing. Because I ain't got no friends. Just family. If you're not my family, not my friend. And cause I done seen, man, I hate it so bad, yo. I went to my first funeral when I was 5 years old. I'm 46 now. I went to my first funeral when I was 5. About to go to a funeral very soon. My aunt just died this past weekend. My cousin, Mississippi Mickey's mother. Love Mississippi Mickey. And she just died. I was there when the people came in the minivan. I didn't know that the people pick you up in a minivan. I remember when my grandmother died, I'm pretty sure it was like a ambulance or something. These people came and got my aunt in a minivan. And they had another gurney right next to it. They 2 for 1. And I was like, damn, it's just such an unfeeling process. But I've seen so much death, so many funerals, that I'm unfortunately used to the meaningless ceremony that often surrounds the thing. It's not enough. It ain't changing nothing. Maybe it's making people feel good for a moment, but we can do better about taking care of ourselves, each other, and things. We can make sure that we ain't dying at 57. I don't know what killed Shock G, but I know whatever it was, it shouldn't have killed him at 57. DMX shouldn't have killed him at 50. Black Rob shouldn't have killed him at 51. Nah, we got to do better taking care of ourselves, each other, and things. No bullet should have killed my son at 18 years old. Nah, we got to do better at taking care of ourselves, each other, and things. And, Kenny K, man, come on, man. Can't we, even though the liver probably wouldn't have, given him but another 5-6 years or so to live, at least at that time, that's what they were estimating. Still, that was 5 or 6 more years. and we couldn't even do that, right? So, yeah, all right. So next week, let me get off of this week. I'm so mad watching these young Africans die, and we just round here partying and bullshit. I need a late night show. I need that DJ CEO, if you're watching. I need like a cuss budget or something. I need to be able to say some of these things that the Lord has placed on my heart. All right, yo, so listen, Grilling Chilling in the Community Building on the Lane. If you're family, you know where it is. If you're not, don't come through. But do come through for the Life Malcolm show next week. Promise, we gonna be a lot less morose. And what y'all want to talk about? Why don't y'all hit me up in the chat joint? Let me know what y'all want to talk about. We'll talk about it. But I just had to get that, stuff up off my chest. Glad I got it off early. And so hopefully the rest of the month will be nothing but mellifluous sounds and good times. All right, so, all right. I appreciate y'all tuning in, tolerating the Life Malcolm Show. We out!